The pain faded, sleep returned, and I felt younger. Not because my wrinkles had disappeared, but because I was alive. George had been an active man. Retired, he played golf every week, tended his garden, took his grandchildren to the park. But then one day, his knees started to ache. Sometimes his hands swelled a little. Then his shoulders. Then he felt tired every morning for no reason. It must be age, he thought. But that was just the surface of the problem. Inflammation, in fact, is not a bad thing. It is the body's natural defense mechanism. It helps wounds heal. It fights infection. But after 50, something changes quietly. Our bodies don't turn off the inflammation switch as quickly as they used to. When you eat sugary foods, don't sleep well, or live under chronic stress, the inflammation response is there. Not as obvious as a fever or a red rash, but more quietly. But it is the wind that blows on the fire of a series of chronic diseases, from diabetes, cardiovascular disease to Alzheimer's. When the doctor told George he had chronic inflammation, he was surprised. "I don't have any infections or serious diseases," he asked. But then, through tests, the doctor said that his C-reactive protein, CRP level was high, a sign that inflammation was burning silently in his body. After just 6 weeks of changes, George began to feel different. Deeper sleep, less pain in his knees, lighter body. He no longer felt nameless tired every morning. Small lesson, chronic inflammation is not noisy, but extremely dangerous. After age 50, don't just look at the numbers on the scale or blood pressure. Listen to how your body feels and start with the simplest thing, what you eat. Linda always thought of herself as a healthy eater. Breakfast is whole grain cereal with milk. She avoided fats, cut out red meat, and drank detox water every day. But strangely enough, her joint pain persisted, her skin darkened, and her fatigue never went away. The problem wasn't a lack of effort, but rather that she had gotten a few important things wrong. Mistake 1. Eating fake healthy foods. Many people, like Linda, choose low-fat breakfast cereals, packaged protein bars, or 100% fruit juices, not realizing that they are extremely high in sugar and have almost no anti-inflammatory properties. A bowl of whole grain cereal can contain up to 18 grams of sugar. That's more than 4 teaspoons. And sugar, as we know, is a silent fuel for inflammation. Scene changes to illustration. Inflammatory cells react strongly when there is high glucose in the blood. Mistake 2. Completely eliminating fat, especially good fat. Linda always chooses skim milk, avoids butter, does not eat nuts, because she is afraid of gaining weight. But cutting out all healthy fats like omega-3 from fish, avocado, or olive oil makes her immune system weaker and inflammation difficult to control. Good fats not only help absorb vitamins D, E, K, but also play a role in reducing inflammation, nourishing brain cells and stabilizing hormones, which are extremely necessary after the age of 50. Mistake 3. Not getting enough sleep or not sleeping deeply. Linda thinks sleep is a small matter. "I only need 5 hours a night," she once said. But studies show that sleeping less than 6 hours a night causes levels of inflammatory cytokines to increase significantly, and the body does not have time to recover. A good, deep sleep is the body's most natural way to quell the inflammation during the day. Real-life example, a conversation in the clinic. When Linda went to the nutritionist, she was surprised to receive the following advice. Instead of drinking juice, eat fresh fruit. Don't be afraid of fat. Choose the right fat. And get enough sleep. It's the cheapest medicine for the body. After 4 weeks of adjustments, her breakfast was boiled eggs, avocado, raw vegetables, and green tea. She went to bed before 10 p.m. And the result? Not only did she feel clearer, but her joints were less stiff in the morning. It was like her body had finally cooled down from the inside. Sometimes, what we believe to be true is what hurts our body every day. Have the courage to question and start over, even with a simple breakfast. Frank woke up with stiff hands, throbbing knees, and a heavy feeling all over his body. He thought it was the change of seasons. But the truth is ... last night's dinner was like pouring gasoline on a smoldering fire inside his body. When food becomes a trigger for inflammation. There are foods, although seemingly harmless, that have the ability to activate the immune system as if the body is under attack. Then, Instead of reacting to protect, the immune system begins to sabotage itself, causing chronic inflammation. This is especially dangerous after the age of 50, when the immune system has begun to weaken and is more likely to misunderstand signals. Culprit 1. Refined starch, white bread, white rice, pasta, cookies. They have a high glycemic index, causing blood glucose to spike, activating insulin, and pulling in inflammatory cytokines. Every time you eat this food, like Froy and Kay last night, my body felt like it was hit by a small wave, but over time, those waves become a hidden storm, eroding my health. Culprit 2. Industrial oils, refined vegetable oils. The oils commonly used to fry potatoes, fried chicken, packaged snacks, such as corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, are high in omega-6. When consumed in excess, omega-6 will become unbalanced with omega-3, thereby creating an ideal environment for chronic inflammation to flare up. Frank used to think frying with vegetable oil is less harmful than animal fat, but the truth is, many of these oils degrade at high temperatures and produce free radicals, which silently damage cells. Culprit 3. Hidden sugar. It's not just in cakes and soft drinks. Sugar is hidden in BBQ sauce, tomato sauce, fruit yogurt, and even breakfast cereals. When you eat too much sugar, even natural sugar, your body goes through a constant inflammatory response, especially in your liver and intestines. Frank recalls, I didn't drink soda and still had fatty liver. I later found out that my favorite sauce was as sweet as 2 cans of cola. Real-life example. What helped Frank change? After a blood test showed a high level of CRP, a marker of inflammation, Frank decided to make the following changes. He replaced white bread with whole grain bread, switched from frying oil to olive oil and avocado oil, eliminated packaged foods with more than 5 grams of sugar per serving. After just 6 weeks, without any new medication, Frank's inflammation score dropped by 40%. His morning joint pain was almost gone, and the thing that made him happiest was that he felt more alert every morning. Little lesson. Food can be fuel for life, or a slow fire that destroys us from the inside. Listen to your body. It's telling you what's good and what needs to stop. The daughter smiled and said, Dad, today is cheat day. Eat freely. Mr. Mark, 62, held a piece of pizza in his hand, smiling, but inside he was a little uneasy. Lately, his knee joints have been aching every morning, his belly is bigger, and his sleep is getting more and more restless. He wondered, could it be that these familiar foods are the culprits? 1. Processed meats, sausages, cold cuts, pepperoni, bacon. These dishes seem appealing, but contain nitrates and nitrites, preservatives that can increase inflammation in blood vessel walls. Research from Harvard shows that people who regularly consume processed meats have a 42% higher risk of heart disease and diabetes. 2. Deep fried foods, French fries, fried chicken, fried onions. These delicious foods are often fried over and over again in industrial oils. The result? They're loaded with AGS, advanced glycation end products, which promote aging and inflammation in the body. 3. Baked goods, packaged muffins, cookies, and cakes often contain hidden trans fats, refined sugars, and artificial colors, all of which contribute to chronic inflammation, especially in people over 50. 4. Sugary beverages, from soft drinks, energy drinks, to even canned fruit juices, they all cause blood sugar to spike, forcing the pancreas to work overtime and causing the liver to accumulate fat. A study of more than 70,000 middle-aged women found that drinking just 1 can of soda a day increases the risk of heart disease by 20%. 5. Refined carbs, pizza, pasta, white bread are the favorites of many Americans. But this fast starch quickly increases insulin, activates inflammatory cytokines, and disrupts the gut microbiome. 6. Excess salt, canned foods, barbecue sauces, and salty snacks can all contain more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium in just 1 serving. High salt intake not only increases blood pressure, but also damages the endothelium, the protective layer inside blood vessels, thereby causing inflammation. 7. Artificial sweeteners, aspartame, Sucralose, saccharin, thought to be saviors for dieters, but can actually disrupt the balance of intestinal bacteria, increase the wrong immune response, thereby causing inflammation. Real-life example, Donna's story. Donna, 68 years old, used to drink diet soda every day, use artificial creamer in coffee, and loved eating sugar-free snacks. But she still felt tired, had swollen feet and had trouble sleeping. When a doctor advised her to try giving up all sugar-free foods for 2 weeks, the results were surprising. She slept better. Her joint pain was significantly reduced. And for the first time in years, she could walk around the park without stopping. Little lesson. You may think that only obviously bad foods are harmful, but many familiar foods, legitimized by society as safe, are silently destroying your health with each meal. Choose again, with new understanding and love for yourself. Unexpectedly. After only 2 weeks of changing the menu, my knee pain was much less, my mind was clear, and my stomach was no longer as tense as before. That is what Mr. Mark, a 62-year-old man, began to feel when he gradually gave up processed foods and switched to eating real whole foods. So, what are real whole foods? Simply put, it is food that is closest to its natural state. Unrefined, no preservatives, no added sugar or industrial oils. For example, a fresh apple is a whole food, but canned apple juice with added sugar and preservatives is no longer whole. Why are whole foods so powerfully anti-inflammatory? They contain polyphenols, powerful antioxidant compounds found in vegetables, berries, green tea. Natural fiber nourishes good bacteria in the gut, helping to reduce systemic inflammatory responses. Healthy fats, such as omega-3 south in salmon, walnuts, or monounsaturated fats from avocados and olive oil. These ingredients not only reduce inflammation, but also put out the fire of chronic inflammation that has been smoldering in the body for years. Real-life example, small changes, big results. Evelyn, 64, lives in Arizona and has chronic shoulder pain, fluctuating blood pressure, and restless sleep. Her doctor said she didn't need medication, but she felt increasingly exhausted every day. One day, she read about the anti-inflammatory diet and decided to try something simple. Ditch the fried foods, cut out the soda, and start each day with oatmeal, walnuts, and fresh blueberries. She replaced white rice with quinoa, white pasta with barley, replaced sweet snacks with carrots and hummus. And in just 3 weeks, she felt, oh, deeper sleep. Oh, no more dull shoulder pain. Oh, significantly more positive. I'm not on a diet. I'm just going back to what's natural. And my body is so relieved. The takeaway, we don't need fancy or expensive foods to be healthier. We just need to eat right. What Mother Nature gave us, not something mixed in a lab. Because our bodies know how to heal themselves as long as we don't hinder them with the wrong foods. When you hit 50, chronic inflammation is no longer an abstraction. It could be the joint pain you thought was aging. It could be restless sleep, dull skin, or feeling tired every morning despite getting enough sleep. But the good news is, every bite you put in your mouth can be your enemy or your savior. And now, let's explore 10 natural foods with powerful anti-inflammatory properties, recommended by medical and nutrition experts around the world, especially after 50. 1. Avocado contains heart-healthy monounsaturated fats and anti-inflammatory compounds called phytosterols. Helps protect blood vessels, lower bad cholesterol, and support brain function. For example, a slice of avocado in a sandwich or mashed up on whole wheat bread, both delicious and healing from the inside. 2. Blueberries contain anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that calm inflammation in nerve cells and the heart. Try a handful every morning with your oatmeal. I call them nature's purple pill, says Evelyn, 64. 3. Wild salmon, a powerful source of omega-3 south that helps suppress inflammation in the joints, gut, and nervous system. Suggestion: eat 2 to 3 times a week instead of red meat. Prefer steamed, grilled, or lightly sauté. 4. Spinach contains lutein, vitamin K, and magnesium, all of which can calm inflammation in blood vessels and muscle tissue. Pair with boiled eggs and lightly roasted cashews for a super light and nutritious lunch. Underscore 5. Extra virgin olive oil contains oleocanthal, a compound that has a similar mechanism to ibuprofen, which helps fight inflammation naturally. Avoid frying, best used in salads or drizzled over cooked dishes. Underscore 6. Nuts, walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, rich in plant-based omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants, which help reduce systemic inflammation. A small handful a day, but remember to use unsalted, unsweetened varieties. Underscore 7. Sweet potato contains beta-carotene, fiber and vitamin C, which helps regulate immunity and soothe intestinal inflammation. Steam or lightly bake. Avoid frying. A warm, light dish for cold days. Underscore 8. Whole grains, quinoa, oats, brown rice. Rich in fiber, which helps good bacteria in the gut grow and reduces inflammation. Avoid refined grains. Choose rolled or whole oats for your morning porridge. Underscore 9. Garlic and shallots contain allicin and quercetin, two powerful anti-inflammatory agents that help purify the blood and boost the immune system. Stir-fry or roast the whole bulb, don't overcook it or it will lose its beneficial properties. Underscore 10. Green tea, rich in catechins, compounds that help reduce inflammation in blood vessels, brain tissue, and the intestines. Drink a small cup every morning. Avoid drinking too much or too close to bedtime. Underscore little lesson. When we choose to eat the right foods, we are not only nourishing our bodies, we are also rewriting our health future. Every little choice is a gesture of self-love in your 50s and beyond. It's not just what you eat that matters, it's when you eat that can make a big difference to your health, especially after 50. Our bodies operate on a natural circadian rhythm, a 24-hour cycle that controls hormones, digestion, metabolism, and inflammation. When you eat the right foods at the right times, you can optimize your anti-inflammatory response naturally, without drugs. Underscore morning. Start with healing foods. Morning is when cortisol, the stress hormone, is naturally at its highest. Eating a healthy breakfast can help calm your nervous system and reduce your risk of inflammation. What should you eat for breakfast? Blueberries, anti-inflammatory and natural energizer. Whole grain oats helps keep your gut moving. Boiled or steamed eggs, rich in choline, supports liver and brain function. Green tea helps calm the nervous system, reduces vascular inflammation. Real-life example, Linda, 62, used to suffer from knee pain every morning. After replacing her packaged cereal breakfast with oatmeal, blueberries and a few walnuts, her inflammation significantly reduced in 3 weeks. She calls it her fire-fighting breakfast. Underscore evening, light, warm and non-inflammatory. At night, the body prepares for regeneration and recovery. Eating too much or the wrong foods at this time will stimulate insulin, disrupt sleep and increase inflammation. What should you eat for dinner? Lightly grilled salmon, rich in omega-3 south that help repair cells. Sweet potatoes, rich in fiber and vitamin A, which help sleep deeply. Steamed vegetables like spinach, rich in magnesium, which soothes muscles. Herbal tea, ginger or chamomile, reduces inflammation and aids. Sleep. Short story. Mr. Thomas, 70, has suffered from bloating and difficulty sleeping for years. When he replaced his red meat dinner with salmon and steamed vegetables and drank a warm cup of ginger tea before bed, he found that his stomach felt lighter, his heart beat more evenly, and he slept as deeply as when he was 40. Underscore, be careful with late night meals. Eating close to bedtime, especially sweets, alcohol, or fatty foods, can unbalance your gut flora, causing reflux, difficulty sleeping, and silent inflammation. Little lesson. It's not just drugs that cure inflammation, it's our internal clock. If we listen and nurture it at the right time, that can be the most powerful medicine. We live in an age where pills are considered miracles. Just type the word anti-inflammatory supplements online and you'll see hundreds of products promising to reduce joint pain, fight inflammation, rejuvenate bones and joints. But the real question is, do they work? And if so, are they necessary? Underscore. Supplements, a savior or a marketing gimmick. Not all supplements are bad. Some have clear scientific evidence, such as Omega-3. EPA, DHA formed from fish oil, can reduce arthritis, reduce triglycerides. Curcumin from turmeric has anti-inflammatory effects, but is poorly absorbed if not taken with black pepper or oil. Vitamin D. Older adults who are deficient in vitamin D are at higher risk of chronic inflammation and osteoporosis. Real-life example, Mr. Raymond, 66, has had knee pain for years. His doctor put him on a 3-month trial of high-quality omega-3 south while he cut out inflammatory foods. The result? He no longer needs daily painkillers, but he says pills can't replace meals. Superfoods from nature. In contrast to supplements, superfoods don't need labels. They're natural gifts that your body recognizes and absorbs easily. For example, berries, rich in antioxidants. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, provide natural omega-3 south. Green leafy vegetables, rich in vitamins, fiber and anti-inflammatory compounds. Ginger, fresh turmeric, garlic, powerful anti-inflammatory, easy to incorporate into meals. Light example, Helen, yes, the one sighing in front of the medicine cabinet, decided to simplify. Every morning, she drinks fresh turmeric tea with pepper and coconut oil, eats seasonal fruit, and uses ground flaxseed with almond milk. She calls it my natural medicine. 6 months after that, the CRP test results, an indicator of inflammation, decreased significantly. Little lesson. If your body is a garden, then food is soil, light and water. Supplements are fertilizers, they can help, but they cannot replace natural nourishment. Whole foods are not just a source of nutrition, they are the language your body understands best. Fighting inflammation is not just about medicine or food, it is a story of life, a journey that each person writes with their own body. And the elderly who do it are truly inspirational. Joyce's story, I got my legs back. Joyce used to suffer from polyarthritis. Every morning, just getting out of bed was a challenge. The doctor prescribed medication, but she felt it was just a temporary fix. One day, she came across a video about the Whole30 diet, the natural anti-inflammatory diet that eliminates processed foods, sugar, gluten, and dairy. She tried it, not perfectly, but persevered. In 60 days, she lost 15 pounds, slept better, and, most importantly, could walk without a cane. I don't believe in miracle diets. I believe in loving your body enough to change your habits one day at a time. Michael, it started with a smoothie. At 68, Michael had prediabetes and visceral fat inflammation. His doctor warned him of an early risk of heart disease and dementia. Instead of waiting, he started every morning with an anti-inflammatory green smoothie, spinach, cucumber, ginger, berries, and chia seeds. He also started walking for 20 minutes each afternoon and doing deep breathing exercises in the evening. After 4 months, inflammation was reduced, blood sugar levels improved significantly, and most importantly, he said, I feel 10 years younger. Linda, healing the mind is also healing the body. Not everyone changes with food. Linda, 65, used to suffer from chronic inflammation related to prolonged stress, insomnia, muscle pain, fatigue. She went to many doctors, but got no results. Then she tried mindfulness meditation and light yoga every morning. She replaced sleepless nights with 10 minutes of silence, replaced noise with healing music. Amazingly, the pain gradually decreased. She no longer needed sleeping pills. Her digestive health and her emotions improved. We cannot heal an inflamed body if the mind is smoldering every night. Takeaway, fighting inflammation is not a journey of perfection. It's a journey of awareness of what you're eating, how you're feeling, and how you're living. Everyone's story is different, but the common thread is that they've decided to do something different, listen to their bodies, and choose wellness every day. After all the information, stories, and scientific facts you've heard, you may be asking yourself, where do I start? The good news is, you don't have to do it all at once. Fighting inflammation is not a race. It's a journey, and every journey begins with a single step. So let's get started with this simple 7-day plan as a gentle way to reawaken your health, spirit, and vitality. Day 1. Clean out your pantry, open up to your body. Eliminate processed foods, foods high in sugar, refined vegetable oils, or white flour. Journal, How is your body feeling? Is it sore, bloated, or tired? Dinner, try a vegetable soup with turmeric, garlic, and lentils, simple, soothing, and full of anti-inflammatory properties. The lesson, start by listening to your body. When you treat it well, it will tell you wonders. Day 2, a truly original meal. Try a day of no packaging, fresh vegetables, fruits, fish, beans, nuts. Morning smoothie, spinach, berries, flaxseed, and ginger. Lunch, chickpea salad with extra virgin olive oil. Dinner, grilled salmon and steamed vegetables. Lesson, real food doesn't need a lot of artificial colors to be appealing, it's the color of life. Day 3, sleep, the most powerful anti-inflammatory, turn off electronics an hour before bed. Try listening to meditation music or reading a book. Evening, drink a cup of unsweetened chamomile tea. Lesson, no anti-inflammatory meal is powerful enough if you're sleep deprived. Sleep is when your body heals itself. Day 4, the body is made to move. Take a 20 to 30 minute walk after meals. Try some morning stretches. Incorporate your favorite music or podcast. Lesson, anti-inflammation isn't about running fast, it's about moving gently, regularly, every day. Day 5, spices are medicine, add turmeric, ginger, garlic, fennel seeds or cinnamon to your meals. Morning tea, warm water with turmeric, lemon and black pepper. Lunch, brown rice with lentil curry and greens. Lesson, the kitchen is a high natural medicine, you just need to open the right compartment. Day 6, peace of mind, inflammation slowly dies down. 5 minutes of morning meditation. Just sit and count your breaths. Write down 3 things you are grateful for today. Reduce one thing that is causing you stress, no matter how small. The lesson, inflammation doesn't just come from food, it also comes from unresolved emotions. Day 7, a loving meal and a gentle commitment. Choose to cook an anti-inflammatory dish with a loved one or friend. Write down 3 changes you want to maintain after 7 days. Reward yourself with a leisurely afternoon, a good book, or a fresh juice. The lesson, anti-inflammation isn't about giving up, it's about choosing what really makes you healthy and happy. And now for the most important part, no healing journey is perfect. You might miss a day, eat the wrong thing, or feel discouraged. But don't let one setback turn you away. You've started, and that's the most important thing. In closing, I want to leave you with a heartfelt message that age is not a limitation, but an opportunity to return to what truly nourishes us: healthy food, good habits, and self-love. Let's move forward together with the belief that you deserve to live healthy and fulfilled at any age.